Well, hello, everybody. My name is Brian Proctor, and I want to welcome you to a very special interview. I have Robby Blanchard on with us today, and I interviewed Robby probably a year ago, and just one of the nicest guys I've ever met who really knows the ins and outs of online marketing and how to earn an income online. So I thought it would be really interesting to get together with Robby again and kind of talk to him about where things have gone in the last year, what he's been doing, and how he can help you, the viewer. So Robby, maybe you can, first off, welcome. And,
thank you. Good to see you, Brian.
Yeah, you too. Maybe you can give me a brief background to everyone who is watching who may not have seen our last interview together. What has been happening in the last year or so?
Sure. Yeah. And it's so crazy to think it's already been a year. I mean, oh my gosh, time flies. But so a brief background on me. I started out way back when as a personal trainer, and actually I owned a CrossFit gym for many years. But I knew I wanted to do more. I wanted to have more kind of financial freedom. Being a gym owner was great, but I knew there was more to it. So everybody that I knew that was successful financially had an online business. And so I kind of went down this rabbit hole of trying all these different things and failed at a lot of different things as well. And it wasn't until I kind of stumbled upon I call it kind of a freedom business that allowed me to have success. And it took me from being that struggling gym owner to being where I am today, generating literally millions of dollars per year. But the thing I'm most proud of is I've been able to help thousands of people have success as well. And so in the last 12 months have been absolutely crazy, to say the least, in terms of my student success. And even though the world has been very crazy, as we all know, over the past couple of years, I mean, the cool thing about this kind of model that I've discovered is it works no matter what's going on in the world, and it seems like it's getting better and better than ever before. So that's kind of a little background on me, but so happy to be here once again with you.
Yeah, well, you know what, Robby, I think, but for anybody else online, you probably don't see a lot of me on YouTube or on the videos here. It's pretty rare that I'll get on here and do something like this. I'm really here because of you, Robby. I just really, I believe in you. I've seen what you've been doing. I'm really impressed by it. And I really like who you are and what you do for our clients. You know, a year ago, I remember you were talking about how collectively you had earned or helped students earn about $26 million online from the students that were actually registered with you. Yeah. And I guess what I'd like to know, and what I'd love you to share right now, is it's been a year since we did that. And I know you've had a lot of great success. I know I had quite a few clients of ours even email me thanking me for introducing you to them. And where have you gone in the last year? Since you did the 26 million before, where has this last year fallen in for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, basically one of the main places we advertise is through a network called Clickbank. And so Clickbank has a marketplace where you can promote other people's products and earn commission on every sale. And so every year I kind of reach out to them and say, hey, how are our students doing? And last year when we spoke, they had sent me a letter saying our students had done over $26 million using my system, my training. And so I reached out to them earlier this year just to kind of say, hey, how are things going? Because in my mind, I'm like, wow, it's been a crazy time in the world. There's a lot of uncertainty. Like, are people doing better? Are people doing worse? Man, Brian, I was blown away. I actually have the letter here. This is a letter from Clickbank, and basically it says that they analyzed those same students, right? And over the last couple months here, last 12 months, they have now generated over $87 million in gross sales. So it went from 26 million last year to now we're at 87 million total. So you could say it's been a pretty good year for my students. Yeah.
I got to say, that's pretty impressive. And to get a letter from Clickbank actually stating that is, I guess that's really serious. I mean, that's documented proof. You're not just, painting pie in the sky. No. I think I personally really find that that's what's so impressive. A lot of people don't have those kind of stats to back it up. What are your students doing that's caused them to earn $87 million collectively over the last?
That's a great question. So I'll tell you what they're not doing. They're not coming up with their own product. They're not building a big email list. They're not starting an Amazon store or a Shopify store. They don't have an agency. I mean, literally what my students do is they just follow 3 simple steps, right? The first step is you have to find a high converting product on a place like Clickbank that's already proven, is already getting sales, right? And all you do is you promote that product, and you promote that product typically on a social media platform. The one that we love to do is Facebook. And because Facebook makes it so easy to target the right people that are interested in that type of product. And then all we do is we build a simple 1-page, I call it a money page, that basically we send Facebook ads to the money page that goes to the offer. People buy, and then you get paid anywhere from 75% to 85% commission. Now, the other amazing thing about this too, Brian, is the fact that on average, most sales will pay you out $100 per sale or more. So you can see that the numbers really kind of get crazy. I mean, 10 sales in a day is $1,000 and just goes up from there. So I think that's one of the main reasons why people have so much success with what we do, because we keep it simple, we keep it very laser focused, and it's just 3 steps. It avoids all the obstacles most people face when it comes to being successful online. I think that really is the secret sauce to the reason why my students have done over 87 million. Yeah.
Well, I think you kind of keep it simple too. I think that really. I know you kind of call this the freedom business model. Why do you think it works so well?
Yeah, I think the reason why it works so well is kind of like I mentioned, avoiding all the obstacles that most people face when it comes to having an online business. Because in most other models, which are great, I'm not bashing any models. I think there's a lot of ways to be successful online. But when you first start out, I think one of the best things that you want to focus on is finding a way to generate income as quickly as possible. And so when you try to come up with your own product, it's tough because you have to go through development of the product, then you have to see if it actually people want to buy it, and then there's inventory and customer service. There's a lot of headaches to go along with it. Whereas with this model, you don't have to worry about that. You're promoting other people's products. You're getting paid a very high commission. You don't have to worry about inventory, customer service, anything like that. All you have to do, run ads to that money page, generate income. And I think that's one of the reasons why people have so much success. And we have people from all over the world. I mean, it's crazy. We have over, I think collectively, probably over 100 countries represented with my students. Many of my students, English is not even their first language. We have people as young as in their teens, as old as in their 80s. I mean, it's pretty wide. And so really, as long as they follow the steps that we kind of lay out, they can be successful.
So these steps, Robby, you've got a way that is going to show even somebody fairly new getting into the online world how to build it out and do it easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a couple examples. So one of my students, her name is Vonda Joe, and she's actually a full-time flight attendant. And so, being a flight attendant and having online business are 2 separate things, right? But she wanted to start an online business. And so she jumped into my system, and in her first year, she made $52,000 with the system, which is, not millions, but hey, an extra $52,000 in your pocket is significant, right? We've had other students for example, one of my students, his name is Lee. Lee was a personal trainer. He was about $40,000 in debt because he was trying all these things online that didn't work for him. He ended up working at his parents' dog kennel business for a while. He jumped into the system, and in the last 2 years, he was able to do over $3 million in a single year. And then just recently, he actually just had $1 million month in sales, and he actually had a $100,000 day as well. And so, that's obviously 2 extremes there, but just to give you an example of how powerful this is. Another one of my students, his name is Daz. He was a construction worker his whole life. He ended up jumping into the system as well. And just recently, a couple months ago, he was on his honeymoon in Mexico. He was on the beach sipping margaritas, and he still, while he was sipping margaritas that week, he earned over $123,000 in sales. So it really works. And the best thing is most people, the vast majority of people that come into this training and this program have no experience, right? They've either had no experience or they've tried other things in the past and haven't had success. And so once they're in here, they're like, wow, I've been working too hard. I've overcomplicated things, and now they can kind of see the light and they can see the potential of it. So it really is powerful once you apply it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I certainly think, what you've got is great. Mm-hmm. And, you've got proof with what you're doing. And the fact that you've got some people earning millions is really impressive. And I realize those are extreme cases, but
Sure.
I mean, you take the story of the flight attendant, an extra $1,000 a week, boy, that's going to help a lot of people in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. So, what would be your advice to anybody wanting to start earning an income online?
Yeah, absolutely. So the number one thing I would say is you got to keep it simple, right? I think that so many people get distracted by these, shiny objects, or they jump from one thing to another. And I think that you have to keep it simple, right? I think that you have to keep it simple, and sometimes simple is what makes you more money. And I also think that online, sometimes doing less is what makes you more money, because people think that you have to do more things to make more money, when actually you have to do less things, but do more of it. And so that's what I would say would be the best advice for people that have struggled to have success. I mean, you can absolutely do it. Anybody can do it. I mean, hey, if I can do it as a struggling gym owner with no online business experience whatsoever and figure it out, then anybody can, really.
Right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, obviously you've got a program that we're going to introduce, but aside from the program, and before we even get into that, let's give the person that's watching this right now, what are like a couple of insider tips that you could give them that would actually help them right this moment, that has helped your students?
Yeah, I think a couple of insider tips. One thing would be that partner with someone else's product first, because we all have these kind of visions of having an online business where we're having more time freedom, geographical freedom, and financial freedom. And a lot of times we go down the rabbit hole of trying to initially create our own products or start a store or all these things, which is the exact opposite of those three things initially, because now you don't have time freedom. Now you're stuck in one spot, and so on and so forth. So partnering with somebody else's product first, and doing that is going to be so much better. Also, focusing on one thing at a time. So I always tell my students, focus on one offer at a time, focus on one social media platform at a time, focus on one method at a time, because when you do that, you'll have so much more success. I think that success really boils down to doing the obvious thing for a extended period of time. I think that's really where success comes down to. And so that would be my insider tip, and really just following those three simple steps I laid out today really can help a lot of people have success. And obviously we'll talk more about it because we actually have a training coming up too, Brian, which I'm really excited about.
Well, that's I think where we should probably leave it at this point and have you talk about that. So for everybody that's watching this, Robby has agreed to hold a special workshop, and this workshop is free. You just have to click the link below to register. And Robby, I guess you're going to share the 3 steps to the freedom business model that people can watch. Tell us a little bit more about the workshop and what you're going to do on it and how you're going to help people get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm really excited about this workshop, because on this workshop, my passion in life is helping people. I'm a big believer that in order to get what I want in life, I have to help as many people get what they want in life, right? I think that's the principle that kind of gets me excited. And nothing gets me more excited than seeing people have success, right? And so on this workshop, I'm going to be breaking down the entire 3 steps. We kind of briefly touched on it now, but we're going to go into a lot of detail on each and every step. I'm going to show you why it works, how it works, plus how it can work for you. And the other cool thing is also on the workshop, I'm gonna be showing you kind of a brand new software, and there's some AI technology built into it that makes most of the stuff that used to be kind of manual work for us, it makes it essentially done for you, which everybody loves done for you, right? So I think that's going to be really cool. I'm going to show you some examples of people that are having incredible success. And also I'm going to kind of lay out exactly how you can have success no matter what your experience level is, how old you are, where you're from. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you're overqualified. So I'm really excited about the training. I think it's going to help a lot of people be successful, and I can't wait to share it.
That's awesome, Robby. Well, I have to say that I highly recommend you take the time to register for Robbys Workshop and really dig into it. Like it's your future, because it really can be your future. I think if you follow what Robby does, you can start doing things as simple as this flight attendant you talked about, $1,000 a week extra. I mean, how awesome is that? And then if you really dig into it, like some of these other people that are earning a lot more, the potential is unlimited. And what I love, Robby, is that you've made this simple. I go through and I look at a lot of different programs that people are offering out there. And there's very few that I'll support or really back, because a lot of them are kind of confusing. They require a lot more technical skill than what we're led to believe. And I really think you've kind of, I don't know, you've really created a great way to show people how to earn a good income in a really simple way. And I think, one of your tips you mentioned earlier was that not to try to create your own product right away. There's all kinds of other things out there that you can promote, that you can advertise, you can do different things and earn a great income from. And you really show them how to find those things and how to make it work. And that to me is gold. You've really simplified this and you've really helped people. So, you know what, Robbie, I'm grateful for knowing you. I think you really are a quality guy. And I know you're doing incredibly well in this whole online world. And, it's a testament, because you're not just doing it for you, you're actually helping a lot of other people at the same time. And you've got kind of, in my opinion anyway, you certainly got that personality of like a teacher, somebody who really wants to help other people win. And I think because of that, you're winning. And, they always say what comes around goes around. Yep. And I think you're doing a lot of good out there. And I really appreciate you, Robbie. And I really, really appreciate you taking the time to share this with us and to open your workshop up to all of our viewers, everybody that's watching this. Awesome. Well, man, Brian, you make me blush here, man. I appreciate you. Coming from you, that means a lot, because I consider you a very good friend, and likewise. I mean, you're awesome for having me on. I appreciate the ability, the opportunity to do this interview with you, and I'm excited. I'm excited to help people out, because I'm on a mission. My goal, actually, my big goal in the next couple of years, is to help 100,000 people have success. And so online with this system, and I know that it can be done. And I think when we accomplish that, that'll be pretty cool. So really grateful for you and the opportunity to do a workshop with everybody that watches this interview. It's gonna be great. That's great, Robbie. Well, I will let everybody here know I am going to be on the workshop with Robbie. I'll certainly be welcoming you there, and I hope to see you all there. Make sure to click the link below, get yourself registered, and get on this workshop. Trust me, it will be worth your time. It really will. So, Robbie, thank you very much for today. It was great to see you again, and I guess I'll be talking to you shortly. All right, Brian, sounds good. Appreciate it. Okay, take care.